Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Taking a quick look here again at Avalanche. Congratulations to our community members from earlier. Holy cow, this trade took place. Okay, so take a quick look at this here. These are my scalping bot trades from my Signals premium group. Plus, take a look at this though. Look at this, 111%, 5x leverage trade in 3 days. Phenomenal trading. Again, guys, Avalanche is a monster. Take a look at this as well. This is awesome to see. What is it, Red Coke? I think appreciated that. It took about 7,000 profit after the analysis on a spot trade. I gotta wonder what size that portfolio is. Good job, buddy. Well done. Very well done. Okay, so we're here to look at potential retracement areas. I got the question, quite a few questions in the comments from my last video. How much lower is it going to go? And obviously, if it continues higher, how much higher could it go? We can reverse the fibs, kind of see this is actually some larger Fibonacci retracement levels based on daily candlestick closures. Okay, so if you're not familiar with kind of the best way to understand key level supports and resistances is to go ahead and go with a larger time frame. That really helps us kind of get perspective here. So a couple things to recognize. We're at a 9 plus 2, now 3. We're 3 days into overtime. Oftentimes you see 3 strong green candles. What happens on the 4th day? We do usually see a red candle. Okay, today could be that day as far as this new candle is concerned, just because we do technically have 3 strong green candles. So be on the lookout for that. Be mindful of a pullback. I don't think it's going to be as aggressive as we might think, but we do want to recognize that there's a fair value gap here between 34 and 36, as well as one lower between 28 and roughly 30.5. Let's jump into the backend data, kind of see what's going on here, get us perspective on liquidation levels, and essentially try to understand what that all means here for us. So not a ton of shorts in the market. I'm super glad to see this. Good job not shorting this coin. I know it's tempting, but when you got, like, look at these shorts, poor guys at 34.50. I told you earlier not to short. It's not a good idea to short these coins right now. You're better off waiting for a better long entry. But with that range-bound activity, with it retesting that upper level, that liquidity is so close, oh man, it was a recipe for disaster. So super glad that worked out well for everyone. But the bottom line here is that we have roughly between 30 and 31 for the lower liquidation levels, and there's really no upper liquidation so far for the shorts. I mean, very few. You can see just a couple here at about $38. So again, that really just implies that the whales are like, oh, okay, we can't push it any higher and wipe out any more people, so maybe we will sell and take some profit. That's kind of what goes through their minds, right? Taking a look here at the Elliott Wave on the daily. Let's look at this. You know what? Let's look at it in a minute here. I want to quickly verify a couple things. Everything else is looking pretty bullish here. Really hard to identify in larger time frames. So let's scratch that. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. I want to talk about potential for pullback because it's a question I get a lot. If the price does pull back, these are larger scale pullbacks. Keep in mind, we got a lot of support based on recent volume between 31 and 34. However, tremendous amount of volume at 26. So the truth here is that 0.382 would be the logical place for the price to pull back and to bounce. But we can't underestimate 0.5 because that was the most recent resistant level. And of course, we got support here at 0.618. So we got 3 nice areas there. $26, I'll just say 26 even, $28.50, and $30.75. Those are some round numbers for you there as far as potential for pullback areas. Taking a look here, though, we can see stochastic RSI is swinging upwards. Money flow index is still high, and RSI is up there. So there's, again, no reason to consider shorting this coin because it doesn't give us any indication on the 4-hour time frame it wants to pull back to those levels. Those would just be some dollar cost average targets I would recommend. I do not ever recommend, at least in this market right now, shorting this coin to that level. I think it's extremely risky. You might be the folk to jump in right now at 100x Avalanche short, post it on Twitter, and just kind of you'll be the man for a day, right? Because you took a high risk leverage trade. But that's really not how trading is supposed to work. You don't gamble, you use good risk management and good risk tolerance. So to me personally, shorting right now just seems like a higher risk. It doesn't make a ton of sense. You're playing against the house and the house always wins. Okay. All right, so in that case, not appropriate. Let's take a look at the hourly and see if there's any consideration for entry or generally what we're looking at here. Ichimoku Cloud, all green lights to leave your own position open. No reason to consider closing it. In fact, there is a chance for a breakout here because we do have a nice little pennant type of pattern forming. That's a bullish pennant pattern, by the way. They rarely break down. Okay, it's not common for them to squeeze like that and to drop down. It goes usually up because the bears have lost control and they're really just kind of letting the bulls take over. Okay, so it could even go further. That said, though, we also want to take a look at TD sequential and see if we're overextended, which we are, which warrants a nice potential for a sideways consolidation effort here. So if the price can go sideways for another few hours, hypothetically another 6 to 12 hours, then a leg up would make a tremendous amount more sense. If the price can't leg up here, within that time frame, we're probably going to start seeing the price action bleed out. Okay? Again, we need to be able to build more volume here at this level. Good news is we have tons of volume, at least relative volume, within the last couple of trading days between 31 and 33. So my speculation here is if the price does pull back, it'll pull back, bounce off 0.236 here, and or this most recent resistance from this range-bound activity, and utilize 34.25 as a bouncing point. Okay, so to me, an entry at 34.25 and or potentially the low $31, $32 range could be a good entry. Okay, but we want to be patient and wait for it. Again, if you're in a long position right now, leave it open. Right, we've got 2 more profit targets to go. But if you're considering a long position, it might be a little overextended right now. You might be worth waiting, because I really don't like buying tops like this. I'd much rather buy the top here when it's already tested that level multiple times. Okay, that's kind of what I suggested in the video earlier today. If you're not familiar, make sure you go ahead and watch that. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at there. All good things here for Avalanche. I personally just think that we're going to probably hold this price point with this range at the very least between $33.50 and $38 for a little while. Potential bouncing point off 34.25. Okay. So one last thing here. I need you to recognize this because it's really important too. Because a lot of my community members are using BingX, for example, and they're requiring VPN now, which means KYC is on the horizon. Happens every single time. So if that is the case for you, I would recommend considering this exchange because they are not only phenomenal, but they give you significant healthy benefit rewards, no KYC, no VPN. They also have trailing stop losses, which is unique, and multiple profit targets. If you want to know how to utilize that effectively, I do have a Bitunix section on my Discord. Be sure to check that out. Be happy to look at that. Let's see, it looks like we got like an ICP request here. I'll go ahead and put that on the list there, folks. All right, thanks again so much for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of the day. Oh, also, if you're not part of our Twitter, I do post playout charts, so you can kind of understand specifically what I'm expecting here. I'll go ahead and put those levels here on our chart. It looks a little something like this. All right, folks, thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day.